The treasures of Tutankhamun are beyond measure, which was carefully made for the young pharaoh. Four gilded wooden shrines surround Tut's quartzite sarcophagus, with the three nested coffins protecting his mummy, the last one of solid gold. About 5,000 objects were found in his tomb. Most of them are kept in Egyptian museum. Golden statues of gods. Golden statues of Tut, couches and beds, chairs and stools, boxes, vases, shawaptas, and jewelry. This is the throne of the king. And this is this mosque, considered to be the finest masterpiece ever found on earth. Here we reach to the biggest symbol of kings on earth. Bodies ruled Egypt as if they were gods. It's the royal mummy room at the Egyptian Museum. These mummies were discovered in two caches at Thebes in Upper Egypt. The first one was found in 1881 at Deir al-Bahari on the west bank of Luxor. The second royal cache was found in 1898 in the tomb of Pharaoh Amenhotep II at the Valley of Kings. Visitors of his extraordinary gallery can feel strongly the glory, the magic, and the mystery of the mummies. One of the newest exhibitions at Cairo's famed Egyptian Museum features treasures, golden masks, rare statues, early prostheses, unearthed from the museum's own storehouses and basement. Hidden treasures of the Egyptian Museum, part of the museum's 100th birthday celebration, includes more than 150 artifacts unseen since they were discovered. Among the treasures on display in the new collection, a painted limestone statue of Pharaoh Khufu's high priest Kai, artifacts discovered near Luxor, artifacts related to the New Kingdom, artifacts from the Old Kingdom found at Giza, and collection of late-period monuments found at Bahriya. Having walked around in Egypt Museum from the first pharaoh until the end of the Egyptian rule, one has not only passed 150,000 objects, but also a period of 2,000 years. As that is not enough, when the Greek and Roman empires were here, they basically adjusted to the rule, when in Egypt, do as the Egyptians do. So, they built Egyptian temples and made their gods into Egyptian gods, Zeus, Hercules, and Aphrodite. Magnificent collection of jewelry, illustrating the development of goldsmiths' art from the earliest period to Byzantine times. Bracelets, golden heads, hoards of gold objects. Treasures of royal families, It is jewelry gallery in ancient Egypt at the Egyptian Museum. The antiquities of Egyptian Museum not only arouse the tourist curiosity, but also give them a good idea about the ancient Egyptians' philosophy of art, life, and death. They believe that the pieces of art made for the hereafter will be eternal, and this is reflected by the good shape of their antiquities and monuments that remained intact for thousands of years.
On the edge of the Western Desert, half an hour's drive from Cairo, at Memphis, the capital of Egypt during the Old Kingdom, the necropolis of Saqqara abounds with tombs and temples from almost all periods. The featured landmark is the Step Pyramid of King Zosa, the oldest massive stone structure in the history of mankind. A life-size painted limestone statue of King Zosa is currently exhibited at the Kahire Museum. It was found in a stone chamber called the Sirdab. You can peep at a replica of this statue through two small openings made to maintain contact with the world of the living. The pyramid rises 60 meters, while the enclosure wall originally stood at 10.4 meters high. It had 14 gates, of which 13 were simulated. There was only one real gate. The entrance consists of a narrow passage leading to a long, magnificent colonnade with 40 columns arranged in pairs. The original height was more than 5 meters. At the end is a rectangular hall set crosswise to the colonnade. Originally there was a roof borne by 8 columns. The pyramids of Giza dominate the northeast edge of the plateau of the Western Desert on the fringe of Cairo. The Sphinx of King Khafre is by far the largest statue in the necropolis and uniquely famous worldwide. The Pyramid of Menkaure, the smallest, was originally 66.5 meters high. The Pyramid of Khafre is higher, rising 143.5 meters, and part of the casing has been preserved at the apex. The Pyramid of Cheops is the largest of the group and the most massive of all the Egyptian pyramids. It soared 146.5 meters. Each side of the pyramid measures 230 meters at the base. According to Herodotus, the historian, 100,000 men worked on its construction for 3 months every year. More than 2,300,000 huge blocks of limestone were used. The original entrance on the north side is not used at present. Entrance is gained through a tunnel cut by tomb robbers a few meters below it. Entrance passage and subterranean passage and chamber lead to the misnamed Queen's Chamber. The Great Gallery, which is next entered, is 9 meters high. The king's burial chamber is 10.5 meters long and 5.25 meters wide, containing a huge empty granite sarcophagus, which was broken into and violated in antiquity. A 7.5 centimeter ivory statuette of Cheops was the only figure found at Abydos for the owner of the Great Pyramid, which is one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. A pink granite sarcophagus of the director of works of the king bears the name of Cheops inside a cartouche. The pyramids of Giza were built by the kings of the 4th dynasty, who reigned in the 25th and 26th centuries before Christ. The most powerful king of this period was Cheops, the owner of the Great Pyramid. The pyramid complex of Khafren, son of Cheops, the owner of the second pyramid at Giza. A diorite statue was found in the sanctuary of his valley temple. One enters this valley through one of 2 doorways in its eastern facade. Short passages lead into a transverse antechamber, connected by another short passage to the main T-shaped pillared hall. This diorite statue was hidden carefully in a pit in one of the rooms. This masterpiece of sculpture has been carved with superb fluency. Nobility permeates every aspect of this figure.